Well, lovely to see you here this evening, and it's a great pleasure to talk about something which Sheila and I have been involved with for a good number of years and feel very passionate about it. Because I think if you don't have passion and commitment, don't start, to be honest. Um, Sheila is going to talk about the beginnings of the Friends, how we started, developed the constitution, how we initially got our membership together. And then I'm going to talk about the sort of events and activities we do and how we've had to evolve, because that's the other thing I would urge you to consider. It's very easy to launch something. It's much more difficult to sustain it over a number of years. It's exciting, it's passionate for us because we love this church. It's a beautiful building and we love the village and the community. So our aims, which Sheila will talk about from the Constitution, is very much to bring the village, the local community and the church together for everyone to enjoy it and feel comfortable in coming into church, which perhaps they don't always do. So, it's a wonderful opportunity to really bring people together. So, Sheila, as Adrian said, is church warden. She's been secretary of the Friends ever since the Friends was first conceived. She keeps us on track, doesn't she, Adrian, in every way? And over to you.
Thank you. This all started in 2010 over a bottle of wine in a garden one evening, as all things do. A small group of people, not particularly churchgoers, became aware that this is a marvellous building, middle of the village. A few people come on Sunday and then it closes down, basically, until the next Sunday. And there was some worry at that time. Congregations were diminishing. This was how we were perceived. Congregations diminishing. We would hate anything to happen to this wonderful asset in the middle of the community. Whether that was the right thinking is another matter, but it had a good effect. So how could they encourage the wider use of the building, bring it more into the community? The vision that they had was being able to hold events up here, being able to hold meals, bring choirs in, fundraising, bring the building more alive than they perceived it was at that time. This was seen, I think, with a little enthusiasm and a great deal of suspicion by the current PCC at that time. What are they going to do? We're in charge. And that's something that had to be addressed at an early stage. The first thing that we thought to do, we ought to have one hell of a big event up here to launch it in the village. Because we were aware there was a lot of interest in this building, keeping it going, to be married in, to be buried, don't want to darken the doors on a Sunday. And how can we tap into that enthusiasm in a way for the building? So we organised, they organised, I was literally on the sidelines of this stage, organised a big churchyard supper. Really, I don't know if you were there, Rosemary. Yes, a big sort of churchyard supper. Food is always the key to everything.
Yeah. We're known as good feeders, I think.
Yes, yes. It was sort of a wonderful big event. We had music and some sort of murder mystery event in the churchyard, which there were a few raised eyebrows at the time, but it worked. The village got very enthusiastic. And then, and the whole idea was to launch the Friends. So someone spoke about it. There was a lot of enthusiasm around the night. The wine had flowed, and a lot of people signed up. Then we knew it was serious. We had members, so we'd better get on and do something. The first thoughts actually of the PCC and the Friends at that stage was, I'm a bell ringer, so this is difficult for me. They wanted to take the belfry away, basically. They wanted to be there, but they wanted to make it a kitchen. I got quite excited at this, as two bell ringers here, well, and said no. And so another project had to be thought of. And then a very big scheme started, and that was that we hadn't set up anything at this time. Well, what if we took all the pews out of the back of the church? What if we installed the kitchen somewhere else? The original plan was over there. It would be wonderful to have a toilet in the church, because you can't hold big events unless you've got facilities. So that was the sort of germ of an idea. So we needed then to sort of do something about it and make ourselves official. We couldn't be a charity yet. You have to have an income of £5,000 at least before you can become a registered charity. We set up a bank account. That was done wrongly, so that had to be corrected. We made a lot of mistakes in the early days. We had to decide on subscriptions. We circulated the village again. Said, you know, this is hopefully what we intend to do. Please come and support us. And we knew that we needed a constitution. This is one thing that's really important. You have to decide on what your objectives are. We've discovered that Friends come in all shapes and forms. This one, particularly, is a non-religious organisation. Most of our members are not seen here, although interestingly, a lot more are now. They've discovered it's okay to come in here. So yes, we sat around, and thank goodness for the internet, we found a lot of constitutions, and we wrote with some help of Google what we would do. And this was the key to us.
And this is something we continually refer to, our constitution,
Yes,
where our aims have been set out.
Within it, yes. We really protect for the future of the church and the village all the fixtures, fittings, everything, the churchyard and burial ground. And in pursuit of those objectives, you have the following purposes: encourage local residents, former residents, enjoy the church, support public access, help publicise and organise events in the church, produce literature, assist with the maintenance, reconstruction or refurbishing of the church, etc., cooperate with other bodies. And this is one of the key ones. The Friends works for the PCC in a way. The PCC decide what they want to do, and they're the key to it. We don't operate on our own,
No.
although we do make suggestions.
It's very important that, from a charity's point of view, that we are seen to be an independent body, but on a day-to-day basis, we do work very closely with the PCC, because all the projects that we've got involved in, obviously, are projects that the PCC have identified and have to give their name to, because quite often we've had to go for, what are they called?
Faculty.
That's the word, thank you. You know, so we do work very closely with the PCC, and we have a representative from the PCC on our committee. So she acts as a go-between.
Just the one.
Well, of course, in a village this size, a lot of people wear many hats.
Yeah.
But if there is an issue, then obviously they declare an interest.
Yes. One thing about our constitution is that we didn't actually write into it the fact that we wanted to develop the church and that's into a community building. And that's, but that is how we started, actually, providing these facilities here, toilets over there. And this works so well,
Yes,
for us.
this kitchen.
That's where we started, and that was a huge effort. And for that, we helped with grants, applying for grants, and took over about 3 years. So, yes.
And to actually, Sheila went out and visited quite a few churches which had got similar facilities. So, you know, we had photographs of what we potentially could have and what works for other people. And even people who are a little bit skeptical about having a kitchen on site, on show, you know, when this is all tucked away, it is not at all hard on the eye. Very, very opposite. Yes, I mean, so we started off with the toilet, the gathering area, and the kitchen. A key factor, everyone was sort of talking about, oh, it's so cold when you come into church. You know, no wonder people don't want to come. It's so cold and miserable. But the key factor that most people didn't really think about was if we could maintain a really consistent environment, not extremes of heat and extremes of cold, it actually preserves this beautiful building from the inside. Because we were having crumbling brickwork everywhere, weren't we? And condensation, but by investing in a good heating, we were able to preserve the building, which was one of our key objectives, and also for the PCC. Having a dishwasher, really simple, but you know, it is so helpful to be able to serve 40, 50, 100 coffees or glasses of wine, and having a dishwasher here. No, this isn't a kitchen, is it? Because we don't have a fridge. It is a preparation area.
I think English Heritage, as they were called at the time, called it a tea point.
A tea point.
Tea point.
So, yes. So
I'm afraid we put the dishwasher in on the quiet, didn't we?
I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, health and safety. You can't have things which aren't washed up properly. You know, that's a point.
Can I just ask what your heating system is?
It's called a church ecomiser system. It was the brainchild of Christopher Dumphy, somewhere in the Midlands. It's totally electric, and it works by all the radiators, except for a couple, are actually at the walls, not in the centre of the church, which you might think is a bit odd. There's no heating in the centre at all. It's all around the walls. It's sort of behind the radiators where you can't see them. And the idea is it heats the fabric of the church, which in turn heats the building. And it does work. I mean, we were very sceptical. I visited quite a few parishes and they were all so enthusiastic.
Is it expensive to run?
Fun? Yes, it is. Yes, particularly nowadays. Yes.
Is it about 8,000 a year?
Yes, I think. But then the church is used during the week a lot now, which it wasn't before.
Yes. And so, incidentally, one of the parts of the funding is that the Friends make an annual donation towards the heating costs. Because obviously we're holding events here which involve the heating being turned on.
One point actually about the heating is that the level of heat in the church never falls below a certain level, so you don't get this big wide range of heat. So you set it at what you'd like it for events, and you set it at the base temperature, and all you have to do on this clever control in there is you just say the actual times of your events. You don't have to think about heating time or anything, because the system will do that for you. It's very clever.
We have found over the years that if there is something specific that our members know that they're donating for and attending events and giving their subscription, they're so much more engaged and involved. And we've done a lot, you see. We've had these new chairs and tables. We've had a sound system. We bought a shed for the churchyard. We've church flood lighting, new lighting and chancel lighting, and a new churchyard gate. we haven't paid for all of that, us, the Friends, but we've contributed, and some things we have paid for entirely. Most things are bought by the PCC, and we make grants towards it.
Okay.
It's nice to have the thought of a quite a major project on the horizon. So, but the one thing we've just or paid for completely is a survey of churchyard trees. And we said we would pay for that, but then the PCC will be obviously involved in maintaining the trees in the churchyard or planting new trees.
One thing that's key is keeping the members informed, letting them know what you're thinking. People are far more enthusiastic if they're getting a regular newsletter round, which tells them what we're working for and giving them some information on what we've just done so that they feel involved. The money does flow in a lot faster then. And after all, it's their money.
But even that has changed so much. So I write a sort of monthly column in the Welland Towers, which is the village magazine. People say, "Oh, we don't read that. We don't read that." No. So of course we're now well into the digital age, and we have a lot of electronic communications going out, and we also join in with things. There's something called Emberton Echo, which is the WhatsApp group for the village. So this is what I say about evolving and not standing still, because people want to be communicated with in different ways. So recently, we've managed to get onto our committee someone who's a bit younger and who's taken that role on, which is great. So we're going to have a new website. He designs all the communications. We've got a new logo. So that's good. That's new life on the committee and in our thinking. And we managed to get a new treasurer eventually. Had huge problems finding someone to be a treasurer. And we now have a treasurer who is 45, young woman with a family who grew up in the village. She doesn't live in the village now, but she feels very passionate. Her father is buried here, and therefore she went to Sunday school here. So she is, really engaged with the village, and so she's a treasurer. So we've now got 2 people on our committee under 50 who are not grey-headed. And that's so important because they're bringing their friends and contacts into our events. We've got a shanty band coming in October, and we're going to do a fish and chip supper. And we did a cheese and wine tasting event, which was very popular. But in the first week of opera we've done, but in the first week of August we've got a garden party, which is just tea, cake and scones, and that will just be donations, because we also find that sometimes you do better asking for a donation than selling a ticket for £5. So we've done art exhibitions which were incredibly hard work, but raised sort of £2,500 a time, didn't they?
Yes.
It cost us about £2,500 in grey hairs, but but that brought in a lot of people from outside of Emberton and Oney, and we advertised it in Milton Keynes, and
It's been quite successful, that, but I can see a big whizzy dedicated website be a lot better.
And that will also give us the ability to have email addresses which are not our own, which are also linked
Not
to the
personal,
friends.
generic
So
ones.
not personal ones, generic ones.
I go, that will go, yes, as a
How
thought.
many members do you have?
About 120.
And they all pay a subscription to you?
Yes, our subscriptions are key. So, and we have sort of we have patrons who pay £100, and then a membership which is £15 a year. And people do make donations
We touched on becoming a registered charity. It's very well worthwhile if you get to that sort of level, because then we can claim gift aid, and that's been a huge help over the years. Yes, we did.
Yes.
After about 5 years, we managed it. And
So is that separate to, is your PCC a registered charity as well?
oh yeah, separate. It's all separate.
Yes,
Very separate.
totally
yeah.
separate.
Yes.
And, you know, we've now taken the mammoth step of actually doing sort of online banking, which is a tremendous advantage as well. So it increases, you know, visibility, and, you know, you're aware of what's happening all the time.
So how do you collect memberships? Is it a combination of cash and cheques?
Mostly actually standing orders now.
That's
There was a lot of cash coming in at odd times of the year because we had the first event in September, which was awkward. But now, well, we encourage the standing orders, and they're just marvellous because they roll on. No,
We really encourage people to give us a standing order, yes.
I mean, it's difficult to move people away from standing order because they have this historical fear of direct debit for some strange reason, even though 99.9% of all payments in the country are by direct debit. But there's, it's far more flexible once it's set up. And yes, the parish giving scheme is all direct debit, not standing order.
interesting.
I mean, we don't find it easy to sell tickets to events, I have to say, no. I mean, we are a small village.
Yeah, so with 120 members
Yeah,
and a 500 population,
we're doing pretty well,
Not so
really.
bad.
So
Yeah.
you get the outside, you advertise to get outside people into events.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's really valuable. I should say some of our membership is actually people who used to live here, people who've been involved in the church or otherwise. Keep in touch with them, and I have to say at least 15 of our members are far-flung now, but they like to support this place.
And then they'll get a newsletter as well.
Yes, they have the newsletter, the emails that go round. They'll now have Instagram and Facebook and
Oh, yes, we're on
things,
all
yeah.
those now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Committee as well, you must have a committee, do you?
Yes.
How many are
Oh
on
yes.
So we have the chairman, treasurer, secretary, and then we have 3 other PCC representative, and then Vicky and Margaret, 2 others, and Alex, 3 others. But it's set out in the sort of constitution how many we should, and we have trustees as well. Trustees who are registered with the charity commissioners. Basically, we do everything.
Sheila, how do you handle your conflict between being church warden and secretary with Friends?
Quite easily, actually. I've had a lot of questions like that. Really, there isn't much conflict because the Friends work for things that the PCC want.
Where does this leave? If the Friends of the Church Emberton are doing a lot of the fundraising, where does it leave the PCC? Where's their sort of remit in this?
They also do fundraising, but for their own things. I mean, one to pay the parish share, the electricity bills, keeping the church going.
Yeah.
Whereas we are projects.
I mean, some of the things we've done this year to try to get new members were either very low cost or free activities with a donation, should we say, just to raise our profile, which is why we're doing the garden party, in order just to say to people, come along, meet us.
How many events do you do a year?
I would say at least 3 or 4 a year, and some are quite small. You know, we had a Kathy Brown who has the garden at Stevington. She's come and done planting demonstrations. You know, and we get 30 people to that.
So I understand you're keeping events going to keep your profile up rather than fundraising, or a bit of both.
Both.
A bit of both, yes.
Maybe for reserves, or make grants, or
Yes, we try to keep the accounts. We have tried to keep the accounts, so we've always got £5,000 that we're not using. That satisfies the Charity Commission. but we have to keep topping that up, and there's always something that the PCC want us to do.
Is the minimum £5,000? Is that an income, which you said at the beginning of the
Income,
thing,
yes.
as opposed to holdings?
Yes,
cash
we
holdings?
don't always manage that. We did in the earlier days, but not now. But the Charity Commission seem unconcerned.
Once you're
That-
set up.
Once you're set up, once you've
I
established
think
it.
that's holdings, isn't it? That you keep it at £5,000.
Yes, keeping.
But you,
yeah.
you then earn on top of that.
Yes,
I always tell everybody you earn about 6,000 a year. I don't know whether that's right. Is that
that's a lot of years we earn more, and
Right.
others there are less.
Yes.
Yes, just depends.
And what's the distinction? Sorry, the distinction between patrons at £100 and members at £15 per annum. What is the difference? What is a patron?
Just someone who pays the money.
Just somebody who costs something.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah.
So £100 a year, you can be a
And we
patron.
do get, legacies
Mhm.
and bequests. Our income, which from subscriptions is about nearly 3,000.
3,000 a
About
year, yeah.
3,000. That's a significant part of our income.
Yes. Or family membership is 25. That's the other key one.
Oh, you have a family membership?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
When you have projects where you could apply for grants, do the Friends apply for the grants, or does the PCC apply?
PCC
The
always has to.
PCC replies on occasion. We have done the grant forms if we've been working on that, and then the PCC signs it off. That was for the bigger grants that we had. The waste recycling place out at Stukely that was there.
And the wind farm.
Yes, that's right. Wind
That
farm.
we did those submissions, didn't we? But
That's right.
went to
It's
the
from the PCC, not us.
And have you had many people who've been members and then come into the church with?
We have had over the years, particularly actually to our coffee mornings that we hold on a Thursday now. Today we had, I think it was 28 people in here, a lot of them not churchgoers, and this happens every week.
And that's you organised by you.
Yes, organised by us, and then they come, yes.
thing. So I think it just depends if you already have a very big fundraising arm in your PCC, then the Friends may have a different remit. Yes.
Yeah.
You see here, the PCC generally have the church fete, and then every 2 or 3 years a very big auction of promises. So from 2 quite big events, there's quite a healthy income.
It's very good.
But our remit as well was to bring in other people into the church.
Yeah.
Two different targets. basically.
Exactly.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
But they're very complementary,
Yeah.
and we work together because it's all about
It's got to be pretty clear. about
preserving the building and the churchyard for generations to come to enjoy, either through their worship or as a place of community and peace and refreshment. I mean, we have an annual general meeting.
An annual general meeting to
Yes.
which members can attend.
Yes, yeah. And we had 35.
And
We
very
had
popular as the
35
AGM.
people at an AGM, which is amazing. We do provide very nice
Food.
refreshments
That's key.
and wine. But no, it's it's one of the best AGMs we've ever had.
Yes.
We almost didn't have enough chairs. No, I think this is it's a very individual. Your Friends has to be tailor-made to your aspirations and your location and what is practical and what isn't practical. Just in the
They
first
do
bit.
want the newsletter though, don't they?
Yes.
Yes.
How often does that come out?
We have done it, I think ideal is if you'll be active in projects at a particular time, it's got to be about 3 times a year. Twice a year would be very manageable.
And there's some examples there of
Yes,
some of the things
our
we've done.
newsletters over the years and our literature standing order forms. So,
And if you want anything electronically, we can send it to
Yes.
you. You give
yes, the Constitution
details.
is also there.
And
Yeah.
the friends will have a stall at the church fete, sort of promoting membership. And I think we sell some of the memorabilia, don't we? The
That's
Emberton
right.
mugs and pads.
Yes.
And also we'll be selling tickets for that. It is difficult now to actually make a profit on some of these events because we want to keep the ticket price reasonable to encourage people to come, but the cost of what we're putting on is going up all the time. So our margin is a lot smaller than it used to be. But as long as we're making a profit, that's a good thing. And we want people to come. We want the numbers because then we think they will come to the next event because they'll have had such a good time. Yeah. And we do make a contribution towards the heating because we have events.
Because we use it.
So we're using the electricity, aren't we? You know. I think initially people did go around knocking on doors.
I think it's probably necessary. Because it's an opportunity also to explain to people
That's right.
individually.
Why we've done things which are less financially focused to get
Yes.
people to raise our profile to understand that there is a Friends. We can
Talking about events where alcohol is served, do you have a licence for every event, or do you get one for each event when you need it, or?
we
Do you think?
we've gone into this, haven't we, over the years so many times. We ask for donations.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if you're going to sell, you need a town.
Or
Yeah,
we sell
we
it.
don't
We sell it in the. It's maybe included in the ticket
Ticket,
price. We don't sell drinks over the bar, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And if it, you know, if you want either of us or both of us to, I'm speaking for Sheila now, we've not rehearsed this bit. If you wanted us to come and talk to your PCC or anything like that, we'd
Yes.
be very happy to.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it'd be nice to meet you.
Arrange a meeting.
Hope it's
Yes.
been helpful.
Sowed a few seeds.
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? If there's a catalyst, and as I say, each of your situations is
A bit different.
Yeah, it's very
Yes.
different. Yes.
Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say the Lord be with you.
Also with you.